Well, hello everybody in the world of internet. Welcome to another episode of Stay Struck, the am-dram banter podcast. My name is Chris.
I'm Todd.
And today we're here for a little catch-up because last week's episode was very popular.
Wasn't it just?
Oh my goodness. Neil Hurst, you are a legend. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Who knew the world would love Neil Hurst as much as we
Oh
do?
my goodness. It was like the amount of people that listened. And you know what? It was our first one we done where we didn't have a video. And I'd like to now talk about why we didn't have a video. So we recorded it. But what happened was we recorded it at my house. And where Neil sat, the light literally, I kid you not, you couldn't write it. The light shone on him and he was a complete silhouette.
It was like Mr. Burns in The Simpsons when he comes out of the woods as the alien.
Do you know what it looked like? You know those Crime Watch when it's like someone's like giving a kind of a witness statement,
Yeah,
and he's completely
blacked
silhouette. And I was like, we can't use that. And then I was trying to use the other camera angle, but then when I use the other camera angle, it looks like he's just sitting there talking to no one. So I was like, how am I going to make this work? But you came out in your droves and you listened to the podcast and it was wonderful. My wife loved it. It was one of her favourites. She found out a lot more about Neil that she didn't know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Neil, it was a great podcast, really good podcast. And we've got hopefully in the future, some other big guests coming on.
Yeah, some big guests coming up. We're getting close to our 1,000 streams.
Yeah, 1,000 downloads on our episode. That's amazing.
Unbelievable, is that?
1,000 downloads.
We're only been going a couple of months, so we're really grateful to all of you for listening and taking an interest and showing us your interest. It's been great.
It's been really nice. And folks, we're just sitting, we like it here. We're sitting at Cafe Nero. This isn't a sponsor, but if you do want to sponsor this Cafe Nero, you're more than welcome to.
Tag you down below.
We'll tag you down below. But we sit here and we just watch, the craziness of Halifax happening in front of us, where we chat about everything am-dram and, of course, everything musical theatre. So the last couple of weeks have been crazy for both of us.
It's been bonkers, hasn't it?
Because you've been sick.
You've been sick.
I've been sick. Literally after the last... I think it was because the way we did it was we did the episode.
It was on the Wednesday, wasn't it? After Jesus Christ Superstar.
So I think it was the episode before we did the Neil's. We released Neil's podcast.
It was, yeah.
Luckily
we had Neil's in the bank.
Yeah, to put out
because we
were out of service.
Been bedridden, separate beds before the internet rumours start. But we have both been bedridden.
Bunk beds.
Yes.
So I was out for about 4 or 5 days. I don't know what it was. Just really sick. I'm not going to get any details, but I was bedridden, so I only got over it. And then, literally, as I was getting over it, you got really bad as well.
Like a viral fever with me. It was awful. I actually missed work, which is unlike me because I don't get paid if I miss work.
Out.
But I was out of work for about a week. Still a little bit scratchy in the throat, but we're definitely loads better, aren't we?
Do you know what I think it is? I know it sounds really weird, but like whenever you're committed to something like we were for like 4 months. Your immune system and your body is just on that kind of fight or flight mode.
That's it, the adrenaline's just pumping.
Keeping you through, and I think the moment you take something like that away and your body doesn't have that to rely on, that's when you're susceptible to getting illness.
100%.
And I honestly think that's what happened. I think for me, I was so, dedicated to making sure that I was all right, and then boom, as soon as I let my guard down, same with you.
Do you know what got me through it though?
All
the talk of what's coming up on the local am-dram scene over the next year or so.
God, have you seen it? We need to talk about the big one, right? We need to talk about that. Never mind the big one. We need to talk about the thing that's got me talking the most.
Oh, go on, what's that?
And it's the fact that for the first time that I've noticed in a long time, 2 things. Number one, am-dram is getting a show that's never been released.
Yeah.
That's only been released to schools and kids.
Yep.
It's another one of these lame-ass things where we're getting to do a show of amazing stature. And then number 2, not just one society, 2, I think there's 3 or 4 societies doing the same show
within a short
space of time. And it makes me think that we were just discussing this, weren't we? It makes me think that the rights must only be available for a short amount of time. Because for them all to try and do it,
and the right holders are kind of letting it go out to as many people as possible.
Yep.
Whether that's going to sting groups in the tail, are we all going to be sharing audience? I don't think so. I think the ones I've seen are spaced far enough apart, time-wise and location-wise, that they should still all sell well.
But even that, right? Never mind the societies doing it. The show itself, I think, has enough pull
Oh,
that will
doesn't it
get
just?
people. So the show we're talking about, folks, if you don't know, is We Will Rock You, the Queen Spectacular. Now, the great thing about it, Queen is loved by, you know, quite a lot
So
in the UK.
many people.
So many people. And I think that's what will probably pull it through.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things, it's like, if you go and see a Queen concert or a tribute band, you'll go and see another, you'll go see them again, or you'll see them in a different venue because you enjoy the music and everything else. So I don't think they'll have problems with that. I think the show itself definitely has enough pull. What's your thoughts on the show?
Well, can I drop a little bit of a brag before I give that?
Yeah, go for it.
I've seen Queen live with Adam Lambert. Obviously, I'm not
Oh,
old
yeah,
enough.
so I saw it, yeah.
Freddie had obviously passed away before I was born, but I saw them with Adam Lambert, and it's one of the best gigs. You don't look as impressed. It was one of the best gigs I've ever seen.
So, you went and saw Queen with Adam Lambert, and listen, here's my little bit of take on Adam Lambert. I saw Adam Lambert before he became the world star that he is. I remember watching, and it sounds, I can go back to the exact time. I was living in St Albans, and American Idol used to be on ITV2. They used to show it at dinner time on ITV2 as like an extra, and it was the first weeks of American Idol, and it was the first kind of, you know, when they've got the acts in the show, and this guy comes forward and he sings Satisfaction by the Stones. The Satisfaction is a song, right? It's good, but it doesn't really go a lot of places, right? You can only take it as far. That was the night where I became a fan of Adam Lambert, to see how Adam Lambert can take a song and just rip it to shreds in a good way.
So what I loved about it, so I was really nervous to go see it. Was my partner at the time had booked the tickets, and I'm a huge Queen fan, but I'm a huge Freddie Mercury fan. Obviously, never lucky enough to see him. And my worry was, is it going to be like a glorified tribute act where he comes on and tries to be Freddie?
To imitate,
And he wasn't. He was Adam Lambert, and it was perfect because it was, I wholly, you know, give this tribute to Freddie, but this is my show.
This is mine, yeah.
And I really appreciated that. And I remember turning to him about 2/3 of the way through and saying, oh, I just wish I could have seen the warm-up. You know, the famous,
Just everything, man, yeah.
And then he did it on the screen, the video screen. They brought Freddie out, and the beauty of technology, and just incredible. And I was a very, very teary person at the end of that gig.
So you when was that? When did you go see them?
So that was about 2017, 18 maybe.
Right. So you saw them in 17, 18. I saw them 2000 and I think it was 10. And it was at the London O2, but it was Queen and Paul Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
When Paul Rodgers, for anyone who doesn't know, the lead singer of Free and Bad Company, for the Americans that listen, he was Bad Company were massive in America. But Paul Rodgers, what I loved, it was kind of similar with Adam Lambert. It wasn't an imitation.
Yes.
Because Paul's got that gravelly rock voice.
Yeah.
So when he went out, it was like he done his own interpretation of it. If you get a chance, two things. Paul Rodgers' version of Hammer to Fall is one of the greatest things. He sings it, and this is going to shock you, he sings it as a ballad for the first minute and a half. So it's like an actual power, beautiful ballad with piano and timing, and then it hits that craziness. Amazing song. And they also released an album, The Cosmos Rocks.
Yes, yeah.
And I loved that album. I was really obsessed with it in my 20s and early 30s. So we talk about Queen, how much we love Queen.
Talk about Hammer to Fall. That's one of my favourite songs in the show.
Best song
in the show.
It's
a brilliant song in the show.
Great duet. But here's my thoughts on the show, right?
Go on.
I loved the show growing up.
Yeah, I was young when I saw it. I was about 15,
I was
14,
young when
15.
I saw it. I was in my early 20s, and I remember going, God, this is a great show. I love it, just because of the music. Then I saw it again. I think I saw it like later on. It was a few years ago. And I remember coming out going, I love Queen, so I love the music. And then I realised, this story is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, it's twee, isn't it? It's Ben Elton, isn't it, that wrote it? And the beauty of it in relation to other jukebox musicals, I would say, is that the music is so strong that it does carry it. You can just wait for it.
The songs are that good.
But yeah, it's a very, very twee story. Very contrived at points.
Oh God, it's hilarious, but they make it work for what it is.
And it's like that origin of the jukebox joke, isn't it? It's like, oh no, and what would you say she is? Some sort of killer queen?
But they lean heavy on that.
Yeah, of course they do. It understands itself of how
I like that.
Cheeky and silly it is.
If you're going to do it that way, make sure you ham it up enough.
That's it.
And I think that's what I came away with.
You can't take it seriously.
Because I remember coming away the second time going, I remember I loved this more, but I think as I've got older, you start seeing shows differently
course
and
you do.
relate to them. And I think that's the way I feel about it as if I was ever to be in it. I don't think it's a show, and that's my opinion. For me, I used to always, of course, the roles you want to play is like Galileo and things like that. Far too old for that now. But roles in it now, I don't know if there's enough in there that would make me want to do it. The only one that really makes me think it's probably Khashoggi.
Oh, I was going to say Britney Spears for you.
Britney Spears, not bad. Yeah.
People that don't know the show are going to be like,
sounds
what?
hilarious.
But I'm not going to spoil that joke
Britney
either.
Britney sings Headlong.
Yeah.
Headlong and another one in the second half. I can't remember what it is.
I can't off the top of my head. No, I can't.
I can't remember, but I quite like Khashoggi.
Khashoggi's a great part.
Seven Seas of Rye, and you know, and he's got a lot of back and forth with the
They'd
Killer
really
Queen.
suit your voice, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's not like compared to JC, where it was like all in. Whoa, that's a show I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit like, I don't know, but I do enjoy it. What about you? Is it something you like?
Yeah, so
role-wise?
I'm in a bit of a weird place, kind of where my onstage confidence the last kind of 18 months has kind of wavered. So it'll very much be a case of as the auditions come up and stuff, will I be looking to go back on stage, or will I just choose help backstage or something like that?
To be part
But
of that.
yeah, obviously you grow up dreaming of being Galileo's a great part. Britney's a great part. I love it. Khashoggi's a great part.
Yeah.
If I was a little bit older, now it's not called pop in this version. The old kind of historian.
Oh yeah,
He's
Nigel Planer.
Yeah, well,
Nigel
I saw
Planer.
Curly Watts play it. I
Nice.
can't think of the guy's name now. I feel awful.
I-
A really good friend of
Neil
Neil's.
Hurst. Yeah. Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin.
Drop in the comments.
Please do.
From
I'm
Coronation
really
Street.
sorry if you're watching this, Kevin.
Curly Watts.
I actually think you're brilliant.
Yeah.
He was so funny.
He was
in that
really
role.
good. I saw Nigel Planer because I remember seeing it when it was like I saw like the OG cast in London when I was younger, and I was like Tony Vincent was Galileo.
Okay.
And the girl was Hannah Spears was Scaramouche.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I saw Alex. I can't think of his name, but I've seen him in about 4 different things. Canadian lad, and he's absolutely incredible. He was Galileo. Can't think of his surname. I'm doing rubbish on surnames. Sorry. Just Alex.
I think
Famous
it's,
Alex.
I think it's. Do you know what? Casting it and stuff. Like I know it's harder with am-dram, like because it's hard to get people of a certain age. But I do think it is a younger. I know it sounds.
Yeah,
I'm not
very-
being
no,
ageist.
very-
I'm
no,
not being
very-
ageist. I think the main roles like Scaramouche,
Scaramouche and Galileo, aren't they?
have
They're
to be
the
your
youth.
two early. I'd say like early 20s. I would say
Yes.
like 21, 22. They've got to have that young.
Oh, they've got to play that age.
They've got to play that age, yeah. And then you've got like, who's the one that Kerry Ellis played? She's got no one but you.
Meatloaf.
Oh, shit. And that's a great part. That's another great
It's
female
beautiful,
part.
and what I love is it beautifully kind of breaks the fourth wall where they're listing all the acts that have passed away, and then she does that
Freddie.
beautiful, and she just goes, and I like the version. It's a Scottish girl on the recorded version, and she goes, Freddie.
Freddie.
And it breaks me every time I hear her do that.
It's a great show, and you know what the thing is? We talk about it. It's not until next. It's next year, isn't it?
It's the same time
It's
Jesus
sa-
Christ
same
Superstar
GC was, so it's next year.
End of April, early May.
I think when it comes to audiences and
That's
stuff.
for Halifax amateurs. We need to.
Yeah,
to
sorry,
find.
that's for Heroes.
So
yes.
there's also Woodhouse, and they've
Yeah.
got it March time, I think. That's
that
in
over
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield?
And then I believe Diva Productions have got it,
Diva.
but I'm not sure when or where they'll be
it is.
performing.
But it's all around it at the same time. So there's going to be like 3 or 4 different casts all rehearsing We Will Rock You at the same time. And
It'd be lovely to see the different productions and how they all approach it.
How they approach it and stuff. And I think set-wise as well, when I remember seeing it, it wasn't a massively technical show. There's a couple of drop-downs, a couple of things.
Did you see it when Halifax, Hattie did it?
I didn't see the kids
So
doing it,
our
no.
kids did it. Oh goodness me, when was that been? A few years ago. Amy, who was in Jesus Christ Superstar with us, was Scaramouche, and she was fantastic. It's lovely because a lot of those principals are now old enough to kind of come and be around Hayos. So it'd be great to see this. In fact, I think Georgia choreographed it.
Yeah.
Ashley, who was Herod, directed it.
Directed it.
So it'll be a really interesting one to see it come back kind of at an adult level now.
Yeah.
But the kids were fantastic, and that was a technical set. They had a massive like video wall and everything.
Nice.
On that small
Yeah, 'cause
playhouse
you've got the
stage.
motorbikes as well, haven't you? The motorbike
Yeah,
race
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. God, it's been a long. It's been a few years since I've saw it.
Yeah, and myself.
It's a great show.
Um,
Like as a fan of, if you are a fan of Queen, it's a great show. If you're not a fan of Queen,
It's a fun show.
It's a fun show. It's got a lot of fun stuff about it. You know, also they're looking now as well, because we can say it, but they're advertising. They're looking for directors, choreographers.
In fact, I think this week is the end of the week for Hayos.
For people that are trying to get
Halifax amateurs. Yeah.
So they're looking for directors, choreographers, musical directors, and stuff like that. So a lot.
And if that's ever something that somebody wants to kind of get in touch with us on the podcast about, you know, something you've never really thought about exploring, that, drop a comment, and if we can offer any advice as to who to speak to about joining these societies, because I'm sure there's people out there watching these thinking, I'd love to join a society.
I'd love to do that.
And maybe we need to start dropping some links as to some of the local groups.
So you can find out how to get involved and stuff. And then, of course, when auditions come up and stuff like that.
Exactly that, yeah.
Yeah, drop us a comment if you're interested, and we'll get back to you.
So I'm going to go from one extreme to another. Again, sticking with my home society. Another show announced, another brand new show.
Yeah.
We go from We Will Rock You
to
SpongeBob.
I know. Have you seen it?
No.
I have seen clips of it and stuff. It's the music is amazing. I always remember hearing the music and the soundtrack. It's got really good pop vocals.
Yeah.
Like, it's proper pop. Story wise, it kind of went past me. I'm a geek, of course, but SpongeBob kind of went over my head. Yep. It wasn't my era of growing up.
It was. I remember watching it towards the end of my childhood before I hit teenage years. Yeah. I kind of was that first generation that got it. I wasn't like massively obsessed with it, and I don't know the music. I did a concert a couple of years ago where somebody sang one of the songs from it, and I enjoyed the song. Yeah. It was a great song.
I forget who. I don't know if but I think there's someone quite famous that wrote the music for it.
There's a collection of them. I think like Brendan Urie at Disco's done some. I think Sarah Bareilles has done some.
I think it is. It's like
there's a few different.
It's all these kind of big pop artists that have all wrote music for it. But yeah, I think it'll be good. Again, I think that'll be a great show for Hayos. No one else is doing that one.
Yeah,
so
as
far as we know.
And then we've obviously got Next to Normal as well.
Next to Normal, which is going to be it's going to be a very different show.
Yes, small scale.
Small scale. Like, I think it's only a really, really small cast. Not a big chorus or anything. Just like 9 or 10 principals, as far as I know. Because that's what the show is. If you've ever seen Next to Normal, it's not a big cast. It's very intimate. So that's coming up next year.
And then another massive local pull next year. We've got to talk about Halifax Light Opera. They've got Come From Away. Wow.
Come From Away next year. That's going to be the big one. And you know what? I was thinking about this because Come From Away, I've now watched it since we talked about it. And after watching it, I now realise having it in this smaller, intimate settings is so much better. So much better. Yeah. So I think with it being at the Playhouse, it's probably going to work really well. Having that kind of
and it's a really strong ensemble piece, isn't it? Where everyone kind of, I think, doubles up,
doubles up and stuff like that. Also, tomorrow, as we speak, Light Opera, I've got the band auditions.
Are they tomorrow?
As well, we're recording this on the Friday. That's coming out tomorrow morning, but they'll be happening on the day you're listening to this. The band auditions will be getting ready, full swing. Of course, my wife is choreographing the show, so all I've heard in the house for the past week is Take That, which is nice because it's all been JC for 4 months.
Yeah, so fair. It's your turn to suffer for a bit now.
No, all I hear is Shine, and only takes a minute, girl.
Oh, Shine in it. Yeah. I love Shine. That's a great.
Do you know what? There's a really good number in it, and they do. I've only seen parts of like the show and what it's about, but they've got an amazing part of the show at the end where they do Shine, but it's all done at an airport, and I'm not lying here, suitcase choreography, which is on rollers and everything like that. So I think it'll be quite good.
It's not a show I've ever seen.
No, I've only seen like clippets and snippets of it and stuff.
A friend of mine was in it recently, and a few other friends went to go see him, but I was rehearsals and gigs and everything. I wasn't able to get over, but
they've actually tomorrow. They've got so many auditions.
Oh,
it's
good.
Crazy.
That's
like
exciting.
So many. Like, I think Kim's there from like 9 in the morning, and I think she finishes like 7:30 at night.
Wow,
so it's a long day. So that's coming up. tomorrow. That's what's happening.
And
with
then
all
I'm
the
going to
other
bring it
stuff.
into this year then.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chaos got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We've discussed.
That's coming up. Yeah.
We've discussed the band. That's
Yeah.
going to be November time. Am I right?
November. Yeah.
So just before that, September time, you've got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'm doing a bit of work on that. I'm not going to say what.
Okay.
A little bit of secret behind the scenes work. I'm not going to say just in
Nice,
case
okay.
it falls off and I'm not very good at what I do and they scrap it. Maybe talk about that a bit later on in the
nice,
process.
nice.
And then also, some friends of ours over at Woodhouse are doing a brand new musical. So they're doing a brand new musical called Village Hall.
I heard about this. Yeah.
Written by the fabulous Richard Sykes. We need to get Richard on the podcast.
Yeah, we do.
He's such an interesting, funny,
We just did
brilliant
the
guy.
Chip Shop musical, didn't he?
He did, By George,
yes.
and they've just taken that to Bridlington for the NODA Awards.
I heard about
so
that.
By George, I think they did about 18 months ago.
Yes.
It was all about people working in a chip shop. Fantastic music. I wasn't lucky enough to go see it, and I feel really bad friend. I had lots of friends in it, but I've listened to the music and watched they made a video of
The
it.
video of it, yeah.
And then this new one, Village Hall, sounds fascinating. And our friend, fellow apostle Matt Ogden, is currently working on a podcast with Richard. So be looking out for a collaboration,
Yes,
I
I think
this
there's
is
one
me
coming.
calling you out now, guys. We need to
Yes.
get together. And,
Let's have a collab. Definitely, we need that collab going on.
but I love that. I love that somebody locally is writing new musicals.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if you know this as well, someone that was on our podcast is playing one of the lead roles.
Oh, really?
Paige.
Oh, yeah, of course. I did see that.
Paige is playing one of the lead roles as well. So, like, it's filled with lots of kind of people that we know and stuff like that. So
That's really
And
exciting.
again, with an original musical, it's great. Imagine getting to say that you are the first of
Yeah,
that.
now I've been lucky enough to do that with a few plays. A friend of mine, Alan Stockdale, has written some great plays that I've been lucky enough to originate, and other companies where I've originated roles. But in a musical,
In a musical, that's amazing.
where the music's been written for you,
For your voice,
oh,
it's
wow.
been cast for you. So that's pretty special, man. That's pretty special. So there's so much going on.
And that's
when
just
it
the
comes-
immediate companies we know.
That's the stuff that's not even within West Yorkshire. That's like all the stuff that we know. But also, speaking of other companies outside of West Yorkshire, I had the pleasure of going to see 2 weeks ago Hairspray at the
yes.
Lawrence Batley Theatre. So I want to say this first before I talk about it. It was at the time you were sick.
I had a ticket and I gave up my ticket,
ill.
yeah.
I was just coming back. I think I was like 2 days after being really bad. And I remember Kimberly's like, I've got last minute tickets. We didn't have the greatest of seats. We're like right in the corner. But it was like, we'll go see it because Kim knows Zoe, the choreographer. So I thought, all right, we'll go see it. And as I was getting ready to go see the show, I realised that in my head, I'd told myself, one, I said, I don't like Hairspray. I don't like it. And the reason I didn't like it, and this is the honest opinion, I hated the movie.
Right.
So I'd never seen the show. I'd never seen the stage show. And it kills me now. I hate saying this because I never got the chance to see Neil, we talked about. And now after what I saw in Huddersfield, oh my God, I wish I got to see Neil.
He was brilliant.
Kim told me, she was like, oh my God, if you saw his back and forth with Wilbur and just amazing, his voice and everything. So I went and saw the Lawrence Batley, the Huddersfield.
It was Huddersfield Musical Theatre?
Yeah.
No, was it Huddersfield Light Opera?
Light Opera.
There's so many groups around here. Got to make sure we get it right. So really sorry there for
Huddersfield
mixing
Light
up.
Opera, and I know a couple of people in it. I knew Johnny, who was playing Edna, and I knew Tom, who was playing Connie Collins.
Yes, was that who did Singing in the Rain over
Yes,
here?
he done Singing in the Rain,
brilliant.
and he came to see us in JC. So I remember I sat down to watch the show, and I couldn't believe it when the show had finished, how much I love Hairspray.
Wow.
I know this sounds really weird, right? But every single song, I remember just going, God, this is a vibe. Oh, this is a
They're
track.
such foot tappers,
Without
aren't they?
love and like, You Can't Stop the Beat, of course, but like, even Timeless to Me and Nicest Kids in Town, Run and Tell That, Good Morning Baltimore, I Can Hear the Bells.
I was
I'm
just
sorry,
saying,
like-
that's my favourite name. I Can Hear the Bells is
Oh
one of
my
the funniest songs. I love it.
It is absolutely brilliant. And do you know what I think I've done? I think I must have just told myself when I watched the film with them years ago, I don't like Hairspray. And I've then thought, oh, I don't want to see it. I've saw it now, and I'm going to throw a really controversial thing out here, because I've seen another show, which I think is very similar because it's set around the same kind of period and it's got the same music.
Okay.
I much prefer Hairspray over Grease the
I
musical.
knew you were going to say that.
I don't know what it is, right? Here's where I am. I love Grease the movie, but I hate Grease the musical.
Yeah, fair
I
point.
hate Grease the Hairspray the movie, but I love Hairspray
That's
the
fair.
musical.
That's fair.
And it's weird. I love Grease and I love the music, but as a musical, I remember just being a bit like, it's all right. But Hairspray, God, it's got. And listen, while all this is going on, I'm talking as if like no one's ever heard of Hairspray here. But as I was watching it, I'm remembering with all this foot tapping and beautiful music, the subject matter is so serious. It's so out there. But
it tackles
works.
it beautifully,
oh
I think,
my
as well.
God. It does, because you don't sit there at one point thinking, oh, I'm uncomfortable with this.
No,
Or it gives it the
there's the
respect.
beautiful song that is it Mortimer Alf
oh my
Maybell
God,
sings.
the big ballad in the second half.
I Know Where I've Been. And for me, that song is always really evoking of like Sam Cooke.
Yes. Like it reminds me of a song for you. Like
Okay,
who's the other guy that sings "Song for You"? It's not Sam Cooke, but he's running about the same time. Oh my God!
We're doing rubbish with names today. We're going to blame it on being ill.
I'm in so many places in my life. I forgot. There you go. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's got that kind of feel about it. Here's a funny thing. So let me talk about the cast, right? The woman playing Motormouth, Mabel.
Yep.
I'm sitting watching her. I'm going, oh, she's good. And then I'm watching, I'm going, I know her.
All right.
I know this woman.
Okay.
Monique.
Right, oh, I've heard the name, yeah.
So then all of a sudden I think back to myself, I go, oh my God, I was watching her 2 nights before the show on Instagram, because she sings at the same pub that we sing at. The Swan.
Right, okay.
I caught her in the Swan doing like a vloggy video of her singing.
Amazing.
I'm watching her and then watching her in Hairspray. I was like, oh my God,
oh,
small world. So she gigs and stuff. She was great. Let me talk about the people, of course. Tracy was great. They were really nice, bubbly. Johnny did a great job, very, very over the top. His big reveal with the costume, his mama from the 60s, was amazing.
Was it?
Really good.
I love that.
A couple other big things for me. Tom did a great job as Corny. Yeah. I love Corny Collins. I think if it's a role I was ever going to do in a show of Hairspray, Corny Collins is the one I enjoy.
Yeah, I could see
I like
that.
it. He's got that kind of really good opener, and he's got a wee bits in between, and I like just how he kind of intertwines. And Tom's great. He's got such an amazing voice.
Yeah.
He did a great job. Who else did I enjoy? The guy playing Wilbur.
So that's an old friend of mine, Colin. He's
old school. You can tell he's been around and he's done it. Kimberly, my wife, then told me, yep, he's been in loads of shows.
He was my original leading man. When I was 7, I did Barnum, and he was Barnum.
That's what she talked about.
Yeah.
She went, his Barnum was like the best thing ever. And he was so sweet and amazing. Like he played Wilbur like so good. They all did a great job. But I have to give the biggest praise and Penny, Zoe's daughter, I think it is. What a voice that girl's got.
Wow.
And I think she's predominantly a dancer.
Okay.
She has got a voice.
Wow.
Like I am talking that compressed Kerry Ellis pop musical theatre sound. Carries really well. So her Without Love with a duet was amazing, really cool. They all did good, but I have to say the guy playing Seaweed, I think his name's Omni.
I've seen him in a couple of pieces. Yeah.
Someone said he was. I remember he was played Sebastian in Little Mermaid.
Yeah, and I saw him in The Hunchback of Notre Dame as Clopan.
Yeah.
The jester.
He was one of those ones because he's got that bit where he only comes into the show like 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
He gets the bit where he's in the school, and first of all, I sit there and I go, okay, let's see what he's like. Number one, the acting. I was like, tick. Like, plays Seaweed. He's got the voice. He's got the energy. Then all of a sudden, he starts busting out the fame jumps.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. These big
box splits sort of thing, yeah.
And then dropping into splits like James Brown. And I'm going, number 2, yes. And then you're sitting waiting there because then you know he's got his big number coming up, Run and Tell That. And absolutely smashed out of the park. I could not wax lyrical about this boy more than when I came out at the end of the show. I was like, this guy is an absolute gem. So as a show, it was great. But
do you know, and knowing people that have worked with him, apparently one of the nicest people.
That makes it better.
One of the nicest kids in town, you could say.
I like that. I will say that it was all great. The set was great. I loved the Lawrence Bartley.
It's a lovely little
I think it's a
theatre.
great. It's that idea of you've got a playhouse in the Victoria.
Somewhere in between.
It's just in between, and it's just a nice. It's got a vibe. Like literally, I went to opening night, and the whole audience was up on their feet, like dancing for "You Can't Stop the Beat." It was great. But I will say, out of all of that, choreography was great, the direction was great, the sound was great in the room. The number one thing that made that show how good it was, and this is my opinion, the orchestra. That orchestra was freaking off the charts, man.
Wow.
I am talking not one bum note, and the feel and the conductor. I know the conductor, but I don't know his name. He played piano for us sometimes in rehearsals for Sweet Charity.
I wonder if it's Scott.
It is.
Scott Kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, he's played for me for a few rehearsals. I think when we did Company. Yeah, really great guy.
Watching him conduct, it was proper conduct. Like,
Yeah.
he was in the moment and he was feeling it and stuff. Just as an overall, like, I was blown away with that. I came away at the end of the night going, oh my God, Hairspray, they've now made me want to see it again. I want to see it professionally now.
I love that.
I'd love to see it. So well done to
You're
everybody.
going to have to travel to China or wherever the tour
I've
is
heard
next.
they're going to do a tour with it. But honestly, massive kudos to everybody at Huddersfield Light
I'm
Opera.
gutted I missed it. I'm
You're
so poorly, but
you absolutely smashed it. You absolutely smashed it. So big kudos to every one of you for the whole company. And do you know what was nice as well? I think is it Zoe's dad is the chairman.
Okay.
Thingy Cook, his name is. I don't know his name. He used to be in the shows as well. And he was sitting in the audience, and I just caught a glimpse of him, and it was just watching like the joy in his
pride.
face. Oh my God, like proper sitting there, clapping and looking around and smiling and just everything that society needed. You know what I mean? It was wonderful. So big show. You've definitely converted me. Hairspray
that's
is
incredible.
A great show.
That's a real testament to convert somebody that didn't like.
Yeah. I hated the film.
It's like when people come to watch shows who don't like music. Oh, I don't do musicals.
Oh, yeah.
And then they compliment it. And sometimes they still haven't enjoyed musicals, but they've appreciated your production or whatever. But I get what you mean about the film. I'm not a big fan of the Hairspray film.
No, it felt a wee bit contrived in bits,
Yeah.
and I don't. And this is what I'm getting at with the whole subject matter being quite dark. I remember watching the film and it didn't come through.
You don't.
It didn't come through the way it grabbed me in the show.
Yes.
Like when she done that song, I felt it. You know.
Yeah.
When Queen Latifah does it in the film, it just feels like it's all about her and Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't grab the whole watching them all like being in it, and it really grabbed me. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did, but well done, every one of you. Great show.
That's
Great
great
show.
to hear. That's so great to hear.
So that shows, that's everything.
What a year.
What a
Coming
year.
up.
I know, it's crazy. What have you been doing? I can tell you what I've been doing this week.
Go on.
I've had a massive week.
Have you?
Yes. I had my first big rehearsal with the Mike, our musical director,
Exciting.
and the live band for my show that's going to be on
How
cruise
did that
ships.
sound?
Oh my God.
Was
It was, I've got a video coming out on my vlog channel tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I got some snippets from it. But just hearing, so my biggest reason of having the rehearsal was I got all my music made up last year. And for anyone that doesn't know, when you're writing for where you're getting music for 7-piece, bands, it costs a pretty penny.
Yeah.
It's not, a couple of £100 here. It's a couple of £100 per instrument.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. So I had 12 songs made up. Now, me being someone that doesn't really read music, I got an idea of music, but I can't read it to play it. I need to hear it. So my biggest fear, because I've got these big things coming up in June, my biggest fear was that this music was going to be horrific and like plinky plonky and something that was done on a Casio keyboard. Right, I was really scared, and the way that because the whole band I had was the band I had for JC. It was everyone minus the bass player. It was a different bass player, but it was the trumpet, the trombone. It was James on guitar, Mike on piano, and the same drummer we had as well.
Fantastic.
It was wonderful. All amazing musicians. And my favourite thing was before we started rehearsal, they were all looking, because I gave them all the folders with their music, and the comment they kept going, "Where did you get these?" who made these? I went, oh, I got them done in America last year. And they just went, these are great arrangements. And I went, thank God. Because that's all I cared about. I was like, as long as the
That's what you needed
arrangements
to hear.
look good, everything else I can work with. I said, as long as they're not like, it's like absolute crap. So we did a few numbers. We did the Frankie Valli medley. We did the
I love that medley you do, yeah.
Great little medley. We did Highway to Hell, Here I Go Again. We did I Who Have Nothing. We did Nessun Dorma. Tom Jones.
I love I Have Nothing.
And then we did, because the version I got made is very different to the original, but it's very dramatic with a lot of horns. So there was a lot of kind of nice kind of little moments. So yeah, that's what I did on Wednesday night. So I had my first big rehearsal.
Wow.
So it's been a bit of a it's kind of good because as soon as JC finished and I was sick, that was my next project, was to get everything ready for the rehearsal. And it all went well. So that's it. I'm ready for June.
That's exciting, man.
Yeah. What you been doing this week, gigging?
Yeah, gigging. I was out gigging last night in Leeds. I've got obviously that new venue in Leeds I'm playing quite often. The Green Room. I'll give you a shout out. But then, yeah, getting back to the schoolwork as well. Obviously, I had a week off from it all. So trying to catch up with everything, chasing my tail a bit. But it's been good. It's been a good transition. Couple of potentially exciting creative projects coming up in the world of am-dram.
Nice.
I'm not going to talk about them just yet, but been having some meetings with people, and so obviously I've doing a bit of help on Chit Bang Bang, which is really exciting because that's something I haven't been able to work on, the thing I'm doing for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then also having meetings with other people about future projects maybe. So hopefully get to share about those a bit sooner. But yeah, and then just getting ready. Got a weekend full of gigs. I'm away in Liverpool tomorrow, which is quite exciting.
Oh, nice.
Not gigging, but my university building is closing down. It's a beautiful old building, and I think the university is selling it. You know, classic cost of living crisis and all this. But there's a bit of a reunion going on, and it's 10 years since we left.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm really excited to hopefully see some of my old lecturers, see some of my friends. We're going to be going to a place called the Liverpool Arts Bar, which was opened up by some friends of mine. I got to play the opening night.
Nice.
And they are doing huge things for the arts in Liverpool now.
Oh, well,
they're winning awards left, right and centre.
It's one of the best places for the arts, definitely Liverpool. It's so good.
I do wish I'd never moved back. I love Halifax. I adore Halifax. It's my hometown. But there is, every time I go back to Liverpool, something clicks. You kind of enter and you go, oh, I belong. Yeah. And I think anybody can get that feeling in Liverpool.
It's so vibrant, it's so good, it's great for the music scene. The music scene is amazing in Liverpool.
I remember being about 18 and just going around handing my card around at different bars. I played some dodgy bars in Liverpool when I was a youngster.
You got to though.
But I'm very grateful for the opportunities they gave me. I won't name drop any of them.
Yeah, but, you've got to. It's where you start.
Some interesting stories of finding people in toilets that have abused things and all sorts. And
just a normal night in Liverpool. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
But we've got many guests coming up, hopefully.
Yes.
Lots of these catch-up episodes.
Yes.
And if you've got a show you want us to come see or you want to come talk to us about, get in touch with us.
There's a few shows coming up this year, and I know a few people have been they're a bit like, oh, we want you to come in, but we don't know how. So this is your moment. Reach out now. You know, on this video and on this podcast, you can send us a comment.
What is it the kids say? Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, slide into the DMs. I don't even know what that is. You know, drop the T. Is that what you say? Is that what you say again?
I'm just here for the youth translations. You know, only being just in my 30s, I'm still clinging on to youth. I say
goodbye at my 30s. It's gone. It's all downhill from here. But listen, thank you so much for listening to once again another episode of Stage Struck, the am-dram Banter podcast. Of course, don't forget to download on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music, and you can watch this one on our YouTube channel.
How exciting! We're back YouTube.
We're back YouTube, and we'll spread it on all of our socials tomorrow as well. So listen, take care of yourselves and each other. My name's Chris.
My name's Todd,
and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.